Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Kittitas Valley Sports Talk Podcast. I am Eric Sorensen, joined by our co-host. We'll start from my left, Sammy Henderson, Luke Olson, and John Gudat. Guys, welcome back to another week of the
weird
Kittitas
week.
Valley.
Can we agree with that?
It is extremely weird. You guys agree?
Absolutely.
Yep. I forgot what episode we're on. We've been talking about
Mike Trout was the last one.
Mike Trout was the last one, so we're 28.
Is that right?
Episode
Are we
28.
really on 28 already?
I'll get on the Google.
So for you that are
Buster
wondering why
Posey?
don't we have this figured out, we've been sitting here talking about what everybody's been talking about, and we're going to get to that here in a minute of this, the coronavirus outbreak and everything that's happening in this world. So we forgot what episode we're on. I think we're 28. And we're going to find out. Gudat's going to find us a good one. What was your suggestion?
Is Buster Posey 28?
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he?
Pretty sure he is, yeah.
He's a good dude. I like Buster Posey. That's a guy I can root for. Even though he played for the Giants.
Fred McGriff. Or was he 27?
Ooh, maybe.
Or was he 27? I can't remember.
Any Central?
Okay.
players
Ooh, now we're going.
How about Bob Garner, who was a defensive back for the NFL in 1961?
Oh, yeah, okay.
He wore. How about Greg Robinson, running back in 1994? Man, we're
Chris Johnson.
Ooh,
Chris Johnson.
Adrian Peterson.
OP
Yeah, that's right.
AP
Chris Johnson.
all day.
There we go.
There we go. That works. Well, I think we should talk a little bit about before we get into the big conversation.
Marshall Falk. Sorry.
Yes, Marshall
John's still on the
Falk.
thing.
Marshall Falk's probably, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We'll take him.
Sorry.
Marshall
Is it
Falk.
going to be continue
I
now?
interrupted
Okay,
the
sounds
country.
good.
There you go.
So we'll talk about the wrap up of the state tournament. I don't think we finished that one yet. The Ellensburg girls wrapped up in sixth place.
Yeah,
They lost
sixth
on that
place.
game,
Yeah.
What a run!
Yeah, it was a really good run. Yeah, they'll be back for sure next season.
I saw we were there I was there, pardon me, for the Linden game, and that team was pretty dang incredible. I would have liked to have seen Linden play against the 3A and 4A teams because they shot lights out.
Yeah, they hit a lot of threes.
They
All
did.
threes, yeah.
I think they were.
They hit
correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't they like 60% at halftime, and they
Yeah.
finished 50% for the game?
Yep, I think they hit 12 threes. And Ellensburg hit like 2, so.
It's tough to defend.
Yeah.
I just don't get. I guess we already figured out that's the milk up there, but I mean, the Linden Christian girls team was amazing. I watched them on the computer when they beat Kashmir, who I was actively rooting for in the state championship game for
Sure.
the 1A girls, because Haley Van Lith is amazing. That girl is fun to watch. We went down on Friday night and watched her play, and wow, that was it was awesome to see a Division I talent in person.
Yeah.
If you guys got to see her play or not.
She's quite the talent. I like we were talking about favorite instead of would you rather was it last week when we were talking about state tournament venues or favorite places? The nice thing about the Sun Dome, selfishly for us here in Ellensburg, is it's literally 30 minutes away. So you really only had to drive 30 minutes to see some pretty incredible basketball talent.
It really did. And the Linden boys were playing at the same time, and they blew a 15 or 20-point lead. I was sitting with Mr. Hastings, Coach Hastings Ryan,
Nice. I was hoping you'd mention that.
alumni from Linden, and they blew it. And it was interesting. It was fun to watch. I forgot how much fun state basketball. Well, I didn't forget because we'd been watching the last 3 years for Kittitas, but it's just a blast being there, and it's so much fun, and I enjoyed it. I didn't know if we were going to make it out of Yakima because we had to stop at a mini mart in the area because they were already cleaning the bathrooms as we were leaving, and I was with Nate Phillips and Ryan, and I'm not going to say which one, but one of them had to go to the potty, and I was tired, and I needed something to drink, some caffeine, and man, I didn't feel comfortable. It was sketchy. It was all right, I guess, but no, it was a good stuff, and I was SWX, and it turned out we had Saturday practice, and came home, and I told Phil, I was like, hey, I'm going to go watch the boys' state championship game. Turned into a marathon from a 3 o'clock till the 9 o'clock games were over with, and Paige was so excited to be watching state basketball afternoon. I'll tell you what.
Really, I sense some sarcasm there.
100%. But we got to watch the Brewster Bears. The 2B state title stayed in the East Side, and I was pumped for them to do it.
And to be honest with you, I wasn't I wasn't surprised about it. I mean, you and I saw them beat Kittitas in Quincy High School, and I remember saying if they play anything like that in Spokane, they are flat out unbeatable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I really want to know how many teams have lost the regional game and had to win all 4 since this new style, and who's won the championship doing that.
Or even got there.
Yeah, or made it to the placing day at all.
Right. I don't know.
I'll find that answer for next episode.
Thank you.
Can we?
Yeah, you're a SID, former
That's
SID.
right.
That's right.
He's the numbers guy of the podcast.
I get there.
Let me bring it back to Ellensburg here really quick, Luke. And a lot of stuff that I read from that you would write or that other news outlets would write, it seems like newspapers, media, and opposing coaches said we are going to see Ellensburg for a long time here in state and on Saturdays at state.
Yeah, I was sitting next to a guy named Todd Miles who works for Scorebook Live in that Linden game, and he talked about how good he thinks Ellensburg will be in the coming years, and I mean, just like in that their 6th place game, they lost to East Valley, but 52 of their 54 points were scored by underclassmen.
I remember your tweet when he said that. Yeah.
Yeah. So and like that final minute, all the kids on the floor were underclassmen versus East Valley. They just have like a lot of, people coming back, or kids coming back, and kind of that core. They only really lose Brinley Hagemeyer, which will hurt, but then they have Riley Leishman, who'll be a sophomore next year, who will that's not going to be an issue to, she'll do really well. And then they got 6'4" Olivia Anderson, who's getting like a bunch of looks at colleges already, and you kind of see her potential. They used her a lot in the playoffs, and then there's just a lot of young, really. I mean, Jeff Whitney talked about like the 7th and 8th graders coming up. I guess Dylan Phillips' sister, from what I've heard, is really good, and like already coaches around the state know who she is, and they think she's gonna be like the best player in the state.
Just made the Phillip family happy.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, so, and that's what the Todd Miles guy, he was like, have you heard of like Dylan Phillips' little sister? All these coaches, these high school coaches already know that she's going to be really good. So it'll be exciting to watch them. Yeah, I guarantee a state title in the next 4 years.
You heard it here first.
Whoa, all right.
Yeah.
Episode 28.
Yeah.
All right.
And within 4
On
years.
episode 28, Luke Olson.
Yeah, I mean, just think of when like Dylan Phillips is a senior, her sister will be a freshman, and that Olivia Anderson will be a junior, and she could be even taller. She just turned 14, so yeah, it'll be exciting.
It's I wish they had gotten that. You obviously wish they had gotten the state title, but it was great to see how well the underclassmen played, and I know we're going to be there. You just guaranteed a state title. I just said I know we're going to be there on Saturdays, but you just guaranteed a state title.
I just did.
Yeah, I heard it. Put it on the books. We'll put it on Facebook status. Luke says.
I want that at the newspaper tomorrow.
Absolutely. Headlines, daily record. I'm in.
Yeah. Well, sports section is thinning out right now, so.
Well, let's talk about that, because I know Luke's a little tired, but he's about to get some rest.
I know.
What the heck are you gonna? I guess I don't want to take your thunder on that.
No,
What are you gonna?
I tweeted. I texted us in our podcast text thread that you loyal listeners would probably enjoy being a fly on the wall.
Yeah, that's a good
what
one.
we text about. But what the heck are you going to write about?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go out and play some golf on those empty courses, and
We could write about that.
Yeah.
True.
Do you need to take all of us with you?
We could. We should. This is our chance to do an episode.
Dude, that'd be so much fun.
Except the weather's about to get bad too. So
Well, yeah, we're getting a few inches of snow come tomorrow here.
In the
Yes.
valley or in the hills?
Oh, here. Down
Seriously?
Here. Oh, yeah. Winter storm warning's coming across my phone. That's
So-
sweet.
We've got Friday the 13th tomorrow, which, by the way, Eric's cough just leads me into. We got Friday the 13th. We got
think I have
coronavirus. We've got everything's being canceled, and we've got snow. I like the snow, but not in March.
I know. It's been a very crazy. We've all talked about it. How the last few days, our phone. Every time my phone's gone off, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys. Every time it's gone off, I think, "What now?"
Yeah,
What now?
exactly.
All major sporting events are being canceled. Seasons are being canceled. I guess the big one that hits home for me and luckily we have not. And I have the WIA. I'm like checking my email by the hour, but
Right.
like NCAA's canceled college baseball seasons.
Yeah.
A friend of mine that coaches had to turn the bus around and go home today.
Like literally, explain that they're halfway to where?
Where they were going. I
Yeah.
don't want to say any names yet, but
Right.
'cause I didn't get any permission from him. But yeah, they were halfway to their weekend series, and they got called to turn back around, come home because the GNAC was suspended indefinitely today.
And so the biggest wow moment for me was March Madness being canceled, but we're already canceling the College World Series. That's 3 months away.
Yes.
3 months away, and we're already just
So
done.
they lose their freshman year. I mean, everyone who played lose their
Well,
eligibility.
that's what they.
Well,
that
that's a
would
good
be so-
question.
So Carter Young, he already completed his freshman year at Vanderbilt.
There's got to
Good point.
be
That's a great point. There's got to be.
the NCAA better step in and do something about this because that's crap. I mean, a kid, you're allowed so many years in your life to play NCAA baseball or basketball. And the basketball thing's hard because what if the seniors this year that aren't going to get drafted in the NBA, they just lost out in their last chance to play and they didn't even know what their last game was.
Exactly.
That
Exactly.
sucks. The other thing is I was looking so forward to watching the Cougars tonight after they pulled the upset
know.
last night, their first win in
A
10 years.
convincing upset.
They
for
were
a
looking
decent
good.
team.
Or
Yeah.
I think they were last team to win. Maybe they should get
The
They-
that.
national championship
were.
should go to
Yeah.
Pullman.
They were the
Sorry, Sam.
absolute last team to win.
Don't worry.
I know
was
you're a
trying to find-
resident dog here.
Yeah, I am the resident dog. I was looking. I had a message come around that talked about eligibility, and so I was trying to get some information because I think they did release information on eligibility, and my gut would say for spring sports, you're gonna get it all back.
You have to go
Yeah.
again.
Basketball, I don't think will be the same because they did complete the regular season,
Yeah.
which if this tournament was to go on, you could place berths based on that, like we used to a long time ago. But I'll see if I can track it down and get some information.
But the thing about, let's focus on the spring sports. And the Sela kid, what's his name again?
Carter Young.
So Carter, let's say he gets another year of eligibility. That's great, but what about the players or the athletes, I guess I should say, who were truly on pace to graduate in 4 years? I mean, when I was a freshman, I had no idea how long I was going to be in school, and we don't have to talk about how long it was, 6 years. But what if they don't need to be in school for their fifth year? I mean, it really does alter.
When you're
careers.
a graduate, I think you can just practice and not go to class, if I understand that right.
Right.
I was told that if I had my credits and my degree coming into the spring semester, I didn't have to go to class. I could just play baseball. I obviously didn't do that because I wanted to stay in school longer.
I just the ripple effect, and I'm not. We're going to dodge the politics of it all, or at least I will, and we'll dodge the sickness of it all, but the ripple effect of non-sickness related ramifications, if that's the right term, is, I mean, this is really altering school careers and work careers, and I mean, even us just joking around like, hey, we're virus free in the podcast room in Big Country Studios,
Right.
but I mean, just little gatherings. Let's keep it local. I just got a text and an email from like things that are important to us, like the Young Life fundraiser on Monday. I mean, that's canceled. That's a huge fundraiser for a nonprofit that our kids benefit from, and we're still going to be able to donate. But actually, that's my push right now. I mean, for those causes that are being canceled, either they're fundraisers or whatever it may be, make sure you're still supporting them either in manpower or fundraising efforts. And I know, like the chamber, they canceled their annual gala, however you ever pronounce that word. Big fundraising opportunities. So the ripple effect financially is going to really, beyond sports, is going to be hopefully not too detrimental, but short term it definitely is.
Let's take a quick break. We need to talk about our sponsors from Fitterer's Furniture out there on the corner of 4th and Main. Great sponsorship of the podcast. We still get a trip in there to go see them before this year's over with, and thank you to them. Go see them. Go check them out. Amanda was pushed. I saw this table they had there. It was all like apart, but it was one table that you could like a puzzle piece to go together. It looked really cool. So go check that out.
That is
And
cool.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And go check them out on Facebook and stop in there and say thanks. I don't know if they have coffee, but ask. Tell them Luke Olson's discounts on the table. And
They have Otis Spunkmeyer cookies.
ooh, that's
Go
worth
get
it.
some furniture and go get some cookies.
Dang right.
Yeah.
Go see Brad and tell him that the Kid Valley Sports Talk is talking well about him. We'll be right back after this message, and we'll keep talking on this subject.
Your new sofa doesn't need to look like everybody else's new sofa. Let the professionals at Fitterer's Furniture in Ellensburg help you design your own Bassett custom upholstered furniture. Your sofa, your way. Exactly what you had in mind when you started shopping because you took the short drive to visit Fitterer's and found the furniture you've been looking for, along with great service and free delivery. Why wait? Fitterer's Furniture in Ellensburg. Quality furniture since 1896. Check us out online too. Fitterers.
So we're back after that great message and a very fun conversation during that message that we'll get into some more. But we're still talking about, it's obviously a big thing right now in the nation, in the world. Actually, it's all over the world, and the coronavirus and affecting the sports and everything. And I know that there's more important things in sports and life because people are passing away from it. But it's like we talked about when off the air. And like it affects people's lives. That's your bonding with your son, Sam. He's watching an NBA game at night.
Absolutely. That was we were talking about that earlier. We find out what game's on, and we watch it together. And it wasn't until that realization hit in that it was, it became real to me. And I don't mean to say that people weren't dying and it wasn't a big deal, but those didn't really impact my everyday life until NBA was gone. Mm-hmm. And so.
But I mean, you say I agree with you. There's more to life than sports, but sports is such a welcomed break.
Yeah.
From it all, from either the stress of work
absolutely.
or the stress of life.
Because you think about this stuff, you hear about this 24/7. We're talking about it. It's all we've talked about since we've been here. But you used to be able to go watch sports to get away from it.
Right.
I used to be able to listen to a Mariners game on the radio today, and I can't because of it. And it's. Yeah, don't take it in the wrong way that we're saying it. So, but still, it's a mental break from having to deal with the I don't know if struggle is the right word.
Yeah.
But the negativity of life that comes across your doorstep or your phone or your TV, and here's an opportunity to kind of just veg out, to gather with friends, and be social, and now you can't. Like we had opening day tickets. My first time I ever was going to get to go, and I was going to get to go with my buddies, and I can't go. My wife canceled her trip to Arizona. Because it just wasn't that kind of stuff. And
We're
go visit
canceling
her
our spring break trip as well, and you look forward to it. And yeah.
Well, we made the decision that our Bremerton overnight trip obviously got canceled.
That too. Yeah.
But we canceled it before everybody else said we can't play it, because I woke up one morning after it was Tuesday night. I went to bed and I turned Sports Center on, and that's all they were talking about was the coronavirus and how everything's shutting down. I got to thinking I probably shouldn't be taking kids that aren't mine to this situation. If it was my family, I'd be one thing about it. If I was safe because I can control my family, but I had 15 other kids, and then we were going to make the decision to take just the van full of kids, and we're going to take strictly starters and kids that will play, and we're going to get in the van with our lunches. We're going to drive to Bremerton, play the game, and hightail it out of there. And I wasn't going to let any kids out of the van. They were going to pee in bottles if they had to, And,
right.
And then it turned out that night we got done with practice and games canceled. And I don't know if there's a fear. We had a great practice today, and I told you guys what I told my team. I said, hey, we are not guaranteed tomorrow, but what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of today, which is I always preach baseball's life lessons. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, but here's an opportunity to take advantage of every single day you got. People that are listening, and actually we had an extremely awesome practice today.
That's good.
I don't know where I'm going to go with that, but that was just my little 2-second rant.
You went with it.
Because it's been bothering me all day. Every time my phone goes off, I get worried that our season's going to get canceled. I shouldn't have said that on the air probably, but then Luke brought my nerves to ease a minute ago, in that it's not WIAA's decision.
Yeah, they only they're on. I mean, they control the championship events. I think that means districts too, but obviously state. But it's up to the schools and the districts, and it's kind of up to them to decide if they should. I'm sure the EWAC league is talking what they should do, and the CWAC, and it's on a day-to-day basis what it sounds like. Yeah.
And you were just talking about the schools, Sammy. You were just talking about the schools that have already pretty much. Correct me if I'm wrong. All King, Pierce, and Snohomish
Counties are closed through April 24th.
So that means all those schools are
goodness.
done. And so is it unfair to have other schools play when those schools have no choice
And so how?
but to be done?
Yeah, I mean, how would they make the state? Say Kittitas baseball plays all year,
And then
and you guys somehow make it. What about the team? You know, like,
the team that hasn't played in 2 months and they have 2 weeks to get ready.
well, I mean, do they qualify, or they just say, all right, you got 7 games left, and whoever's top 4 moves on to districts?
Well, two things that I would say to that. One is I think that's a impossible question to answer because it's just no matter what, it wouldn't be fair.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is you said if Kittitas somehow makes it, I'm here to tell you that Kittitas would have made state.
Man,
So
this is one of the best teams I've ever had.
yeah.
And I really hope for our seniors who have invested so much in our program that they have an opportunity to finish their senior year and play for something. And I understand it's the health concerns and stuff, but I don't know. I guess I'm romantic about it because I was an athlete and you're guaranteed so many at-bats in your life, and our kids just got cut short because of this. And it sucks. It's a national thing that's out of our control. And I guess I just hope there's a lesson brought to it from somehow if this happens.
Well, they can play catch in my front yard. I'll say that right now.
babe.
Because I'm only 2 blocks away from the field, coach.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
And I know we're not the only concerned ones about it. I've talked to other coaches in the state, and I guess it's also what the Van Wilder say: worrying's like a rocking chair. It's something fun to do. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. So
Yeah.
until things come out. But what are your guys' takes on it? I mean,
I think going back to Luke's, what if scenario, I would hope that it doesn't get to that point. I would hope that they shut down the entire season. Because I think who knows? We could be out of school next week.
mm-hmm.
Right, for who knows how long. My kids could be out of school, get a task, and you're not going to be able to play your season for however long.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you can't start picking who deserves it at that point, because you talk about these seniors and these kids that have worked for how long to do it. Why are they? Why would Kittitas seniors, just because they were to play, be more valuable than this set over here?
It's all
right, and that's the tough part is that it isn't fair, but at the same time it is. That's the beauty of sports. It's fair because 2 teams are going to go in and play, and if you can play, you can play. If you can't, you can't. And so I don't see an unfair thing. I just think that if you're going to have a bunch of teams that don't play, that you just cancel the championships.
Yeah. Make it Eastern Washington championships and Western Washington.
Right.
I mean but then you got Tri-Cities, which is a very populated area in Spokane that could be a different. I don't know. It's whoever's going to make this decision is going to catch flack on both ends.
It's a no-win situation.
No.
But I think you let them play. If it gets opened up and there's only a month left of the season,
Get your games in.
finish it out.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. What if we have to finish? What if you play a couple weeks round robin and make a tournament out of your league for 3 weeks?
Right.
You get a double elimination. You can get creative with it, but like you said, Luke was saying, if your district makes the rules,
You could make it happen if, but part of it is you have to know what you're dealing with in terms of time.
right?
Because right now you just be waiting to see, well, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And I think that's why the NBA, MLB made those decisions because you have no idea.
100%.
Yeah, and you don't want to be waiting week to week saying, oh, we'll wait till next week while people are spreading things around.
Another point, like you talked about earlier. Talk about that. How I said, why can't we just don't cancel it, just postpone it? And then you gave me a really good answer why.
So March Madness is done, right?
Yes, March Madness
over.
is that
Why wouldn't?
the logistics of March Madness, even just at me only being at the D2 level, which is nothing compared to the D1 level at all. But there's a lot of planning that goes in, and so if you say, I don't know where the championship game is this year, did they move it all to Indiana now? Indianapolis,
I thought it was at the Superdome or
New Orleans.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say New Orleans, right? So people have their tickets booked there forever already. people that just love going places. It's a big travel time, and the city makes a buku amount of dollars. And so if you don't have those sites, it's hard to get that back. It's hard to move it to a different date in time and then have people go and get hotels and things like that. And not only that, again, those weekends might be filled with this because they had to move stuff around because of March Madness and how big it is and how much money it makes, that they're going to take priority. And so things have already been moved around in schedules and networks. You know, CBS does a lot, and next thing you know, Big Brother is going to come on, and how are we going to fit Big Brother and March Madness together? And not everybody has True TV, and all those things that go along with it, and that's really difficult to arrange, and to arrange also on a time frame that you're unaware of.
Well, that answers it for me.
That's a good point.
I think if the NCAA came out and said, you know what, we're not gonna, if we can let the kids play, no one can go in the gym, I think everybody would be just fine with that. If that was the alternative until
that first player from
right.
Kansas gets the coronavirus. Well, who Kansas play? Well, they played Temple and they played this team, and they went. Now
everybody's in it.
Right.
And I think the biggest.
What's your problem with Kansas?
Wait,
well,
I'm just joking.
John was going to get started.
Sammy hates the Midwest or something.
Wow, rude.
You were going to say something actually good, and I said something stupid. So I apologize for screwing up your train of thought.
It was really good, and I can't remember now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Did you guys see this, by the way? I think, John, you like Serge Ibaka realized he guarded Rudy Gobert for 36 minutes last night.
Yeah, that's
Did you
pretty
see?
funny.
They put it on SportsCenter that Rudy Gobert how the teams that he's played in like the last week. All 30 teams have come in contact with somebody that's come in contact with Rudy Gobert.
Which is
It was just like 4 or 5 games.
yeah.
Man.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we have other names from the NBA popping up.
Well,
who knows?
And that's the scary part about it. I guess the thing is you don't know. Like,
right.
We could all have it sitting right here right now. We
Absolutely.
don't. Probably.
We're good.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing, it's a fear of the unknown, in my opinion, of what's happening. Nobody knows what's going to happen. And if he does, he's shacked up in the hills right now. And he's smarter than all of us. But
yeah.
No, I think it's the fear of unknown. And a week from now, we could be great. A month from now, we could still be fighting it.
And
you just don't know.
And I think the decision comes down to, it's the what if you're wrong type of thing. Well, what if we cancel and we're wrong? Everybody's healthy.
Right.
What if we keep going and we're wrong? We could hurt a lot of people.
Exactly.
And so I think that's the rationale. Like you said, we don't know. We don't know how many people are going to get it, how, what it's going to do. And so, better safe than sorry, I guess.
Yep.
Are we going to, well, this might be a one, would you rather, are we going to be in 20 years sitting somewhere going, man, you remember when we had that coronavirus?
100%.
100%. Are we going to be like, is it going to be like, remember Y2K? What a hoax that was. No?
Actually, was okay with Y2K because I made a lot of money on contingency plans that we didn't have to worry about. In a previous life, I worked for a financial firm, and we're all worried about computers going down, and so we had all these contingency plans. And the coolest part about it is, one, I got like amazing amounts of overtime, and the second thing is I had to pretty much be up 24/7. And so I got to watch all the celebrations around the world. I don't know why I decided to hijack this conversation and talk about something 20 years ago, but for our listeners, you're welcome.
Old man. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, old man. Y2K. Oh, Luke, how old were you?
In what year? 2000?
Year 2000. January 1st, 2000.
I was 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Moving on.
Next subject.
Yeah.
You young buck.
Eric was only like, what, 11?
I'm 32 now. No, yeah, so.
I turned 23 a few days after Y2K, so.
That's hilarious. I was in,
Okay.
I remember how old I was, but there's math.
29 at heart, people.
That's right. baby.
29 at heart. I'm as healthy as a horse with 3 legs.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, I think this comes down to wash your hands, don't touch your mouth, don't cough on your neighbor.
Pretty much basic basic principles.
I told the kids, be clean.
Did you
Be
sanitize
smart.
those baseballs at all?
Oh, every one of them. The wind's blowing so hard they can't.
I'm
freaking.
good. I've been social distancing my whole life.
What's
I've
that?
been social distancing my whole life. I'm gonna be just fine.
Oh man. Well, you guys got anything else you want to add to that before we move on to our last segment?
I think we're good. You can definitely hear this is what is it, episode 28, and the first 27 episodes and our rodeo episodes, we've been vibrant, loud, funny, and even though we've been cracking jokes and stuff like that, man, it feels like it's a somber episode.
It definitely is. You just don't know what we're gonna.
It's the only thing I would add. So
I know we need to get our next rodeo episode. We could have JJ on because I saw him tweeting or commenting today about how his rodeos are getting canceled too. So
Rodeo Houston really quick. Rodeo Houston canceled in the middle of the rodeo, and that's the biggest PRCA rodeo, if you don't count the American, but the biggest PRCA rodeo just shuts down. Rodeo Austin just canceled. That's a huge payday, and then closer to home, the High Desert Stampede in Redmond, Oregon, out there in Central Oregon. That was not this weekend, but next weekend, I believe, and they canceled as well. Walla Walla Rodeo, the college rodeo in Walla Walla this weekend canceled. So,
would you lose it if the Ellensburg rodeo got canceled?
They have announced.
today.
They've announced on Facebook that they are aware of the situation, but we are scheduled as planned. And so, honestly,
Check back in a couple
if
of
Ellensburg Rodeo had to cancel, that would be, from a rodeo fan, that would be horrible. But if we're at that point,
Right,
6
if
months
it's
from
still
now,
going,
100%,
then,
we're in trouble.
I'm not
Like,
going to
truly in trouble.
Yeah.
So, but they did say something today of we're aware, we're putting in plans in place or whatever verbiage they use, but it's scheduled as planned. So
It's a crazy world.
it is.
It is crazy. We'll be right back after another message from Fitterer's Furniture with our last segment.
Is a new sofa calling your name this new year? Maybe a recliner? Whatever furniture needs replacing, when it comes to furniture upgrades, you can trust the professionals at Fitterer's Furniture in Ellensburg. A knowledgeable sales staff, certified interior designers, and 3 floors of quality home furnishings are just some of what you'll get at Fitterer's. Fitterer's also offers in-house financing, free delivery, and haul away in Central Washington. Fitterer's Furniture, quality furniture since 1896. Fitterer's.
All right, we are back with the last segment of this episode. 28? I'm losing it. My mind's all other places. Here's our fun Would You Rather. I think last week we did What's on Our Minds. So I feel like this week is going to be a combination of both. We'll just wing it, go with it. Anybody have a Would You Rather?
I got one. I got a good one.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So this is coming off the heels of the Central women's basketball team, shockingly to some, not making the tournament in the 8th spot. And so my would you rather make the tournament in that 8th spot, have all that excitement, would you rather not get that? So have the heartbreak, or get that 8th spot, go travel to your tournament and have it be canceled because of the coronavirus. So rather have the heartbreak of not getting in, or getting in and not being able to play.
I feel like not getting in. I would be devastated.
You would really?
Yeah, because what you're feeling now, what I'm feeling now is like, what if we're not even gonna have a chance. But if you're out of it, you're like, man, well, at least we sucked.
See, I would
Not necessarily sucked, but
wow. Okay. It's pretty motivating there, Coach.
Thanks. I already gave you my motivating speech of the day.
You did. Honestly, you did. I did appreciate that. But I would say you want to get in. At least you earned the spot.
Right.
Now, that would be incredibly heartbreaking, especially if you're there.
Yeah.
I want to add something to that.
Go for it.
Heartbreaking because the Cougars were rolling last night. Who knows? They probably weren't going to beat Oregon. They might not beat Arizona State tonight. But
nobody picked them to
I'm
beat
like,
Colorado, so
they
they would have.
They had a chance.
And I'm not even playing. I'm heartbroken because I can't watch them tonight.
Right. They still have a chance to go to the tournament. It's still
But
alive.
if they would have lost yesterday, I'm like, well, at least they lost, I guess. That's not the right mentality to have in life, but yeah.
Luke?
He's thinking really hard. He's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I'd rather make it and then just go there and then have it canceled. I think the seniors probably like to know that they made it at least.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
Are you really?
Because I've been in the room when a team gets that selection into an 8 spot, and it's just, you're proud of them, they're proud of themselves, and it's like, I never want to take that away from somebody. But then again, to have all that excitement and
dangle
then,
it.
Ripped away.
like I think I'd rather not have it in the first place.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would be a sweep. All 4 of us would definitively say get in and not be able to play.
Well, we're just full of shock today.
And,
The world is full of shock today.
World is full of shock. I don't really have a would you rather that would be as.
Okay. What do you
Go
got?
for-
You got some?
No, I was going to say I don't have anything that would beat that. Go for it.
You got to go to Costco right now, and you have 3 options of things you need.
Neat. Whoa.
Hold on, but you can only choose one of the 3.
Did you say meat? I was like, that's a good choice.
But if that's an option, then
Yeah, you probably. I'm kind of struggling with the 3rd one, but it's going to come to me in 2 seconds. Would you, if you could choose one of the 3, toilet paper, bottled water, or 6-pack of Corona beer?
I'll go
a
last.
What do you say?
Just a 6-pack? That's it?
You get a case of beer.
You're at Costco. It's at least 32.
100%.
At least.
With the funnel.
Absolutely.
I'm taking water. Easy.
But tap water still.
Yeah, I
works.
got
What if-
filtered
what
water.
If the tap water gets...
What's that?
What if something happens to the tap water?
Gosh.
What if it gets... somehow
That wasn't the
infected?
question, Luke.
Yeah, water's fine, Luke.
Yeah, you don't know that. Are we running out of toilet paper?
I don't know. I'm still confused about that because isn't that not a symptom of this thing?
I guess people are thinking like people are going to stop making toilet paper because they're sick.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna go with
Toilet
the beer.
paper, water, or beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go with the beer.
Beer because I got a garden hose out back to clean up, and water I got the faucet. I got the faucet for both things.
I was trying to say something that would be appropriate, and you're saying garden hose to clean up. That does it right there.
So I went to Costco today. That's why I wanted to go last. There's a crap ton of water. A whole bunch. There's no toilet paper.
Why?
It is gone because
See, that's the opposite. I picked the water over the toilet
because if things shut down and people stop going to Costco to deliver the products that Costco sells, what are you going to do? Most people aren't okay with having residue.
Showers work.
I know, but
This podcast is
I'm
taking a
just telling
bad.
you, I don't
U-turn.
want to shower 4 times a day. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Well, you're not going to be eating Papa Murphy's or anything. That's just fine. That's what I had.
I
Never
don't know.
mind.
My son was worried about it, and I told him, I was like, we'll just go buy a bidet and we'll be fine.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
And I was going to make
Amazon's still delivering.
easy 2x6, drill a hole, garden hose, and a really nice wife on the other end that's not going to just shoot it too fast.
I'd like to tell our loyal listeners that we did not pre-plan this question
This was
at
zero
all.
plans.
I am definitely as surprised as everybody else is.
It took fun.
But you
we
can't.
needed this fun.
You know
in
what?
our
We're
life
just
right now.
saying what people are thinking. We're just the voice of the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to laugh, especially now.
Yeah, you have to laugh. But I would take the beer. You would take the beer.
Beer.
You said what?
Toilet paper.
And you said, Luke?
Water.
Yeah.
You guys are screwed when water's infected.
I'm gonna go to Luke's house.
Yeah.
And then if it's the toilet paper, I'll go to.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's like,
We'll go to Sammy's house. Luke will bring the water. We'll bring the beer. And
Yeah.
we're all covered.
We have a
Hard
party.
take.
covered. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
That was actually kind of fun. We got any other ones out there? I don't know if we could top that.
We had a good, thought-provoking question from Sammy and a good, hilariously provoking question by you.
Thanks.
There's nothing I can do to top that.
Yeah, let's just wrap it up. You guys good?
Nope.
Anything else, Luke? I know you got something. If you have any story ideas for Luke the next 2 months, give him a call. What's your
That's
email?
yeah. Yeah.
I want to see top 10s. That's all I want to
top
see.
10 so far.
Top
Yeah.
10 podcasts.
Maybe
Top-
I'll do something fun. I don't know.
Top 10 quotes.
My job's in jeopardy, I guess. I could say that.
Yeah.
It's going to affect everybody. I could give you something to write about. We'll make a sports league. I don't know. We'll think of something. If you have any ideas,
Yeah,
let
like
us know.
football league. Why don't you guys start something?
That would be awesome. We had some AstroTurf donated to our project at the high school baseball field, and I just want more of it so I can make a wiffle ball field out back fully turfed. That'd be pretty cool.
You say wiffle ball? Gosh, that'd be so
That would
awesome.
be so cool.
Field in the back of Big Country Studios or at
Oh no,
K-Town?
right up here at
Okay.
Big Country Studios.
Okay.
I got plans. I'm not seeing the money to do it. So, well, that'll wrap it up this week. Next week, I believe we have plans for a big guest we haven't contacted yet, but I think it'll be a fun one, a local guy that's a local legend in the basketball world of Central Wildcat basketball. But we're going to hopefully get him on the podcast.
That's right.
And thank you guys for joining us again. Thank you for braving the elements. And hopefully next week we have great news from everybody.
That's right.
Fantastic.
That's right. Well, until next week, take care of one another, wash your hands, and
Wash your hands. Don't cough on your neighbor.
that's right.
And go to Fitterer's Furniture.
And buy some furniture in case you get locked down. Leave them with little Austin Jenks. Have a great night.
Little two-bedroom in the same old truck. It ain't much, but it's home to us. And on Saturday